Welcome to the Irish Craft Beer Show. I'm Brian Condren. Last April during BrewCon, Chip Walton of Chop and Brew was visiting, and there we filmed an episode of Chop and Brew out in my back garden where we brewed the Coalition Chocolate Orange Stout. Chop and Brew episode should be out soon. I've also filmed some tasting notes which I released as a mini-sode of the Irish Craft Beer Show, or a lagniappe as Chip was want to say. So check all that out. But on the same day, a few of my friends were over for the brew day, John Craddock and Nigel Comerford, and we thought they brought over a few homebrewers. We thought let them present their beers to Chip, see how we thought the Irish homebrewing scene measured up to his local scene in Twin Cities in Minnesota. So let's go and check it out.
I'm John from South Dublin Brewers, and this is my Vienna Lager.
I'm Chip from Chop and Brew, and I'm going to drink it with him.
Cool.
Cheers. Cross clink, as we say. Cheers. Tell me about it. Well, first of all, beforehand, off camera, we're talking a little bit about your accessibility to lager brewing season.
That's right, yeah. So I have the ability to heat my fermenter, but not the ability to cool it. So I get about 4 lagers per year out. And I always start off with a plain Pilsner, the simplest beer you can make. There's 2 reasons for that. Firstly, it shows up any flaws in my process. And normally the first 1 or 2 I bring up to Homebrew Club. I find out what I've done wrong and I have to go back and perfect it. And then eventually I get out a good one. And then I can bring that to my friends who don't like homebrew. The type of lads who just drink their Heineken and their Carlsberg. And that's really for marketing purposes I do that. Because I have to show them that I can make the type of beer that they drink. I voluntarily choose not to.
Yeah. It's a philosophical thing.
Exactly, yeah. Because they can go around and say, oh, well, John makes those weird beers because he's not able to make proper beers. So you have to nip that one in the bud, I think.
What else often comes through in your lager season? Something like this, or is there always something that definitely comes with the Pilsner, or then is it kind of open territory for whatever?
Yeah, well, like I said, I only get 4 or so per year. So 1 or 2 Pilsners. Then I try to make a hoppy Pilsner. And then a darker lager, so either a German lager, a Maybach, or a Vienna Red or something. Previous years, I was under the impression that a Vienna lager was a lager made entirely with Vienna malt. And I brewed that a few years in a row. Brian, you'll remember. They were very nice, actually, but I read into it a bit more, and that's seemingly not at all what a Vienna lager is. It's a more historical style. It comes from when the malts couldn't be kilned as pale as they are now. And malt beers were just a bit darker. So seemingly this type of a colour is more historically correct, whereas the ones I were making were very pale yellow. So this
because it was 100% Vienna.
Exactly, which I mistakenly assumed was what a Vienna lager was, but
what else goes into
it? The case. Well, this was an extract beer, so this was made with about 2/3 Weyermann's Vienna red malt, and then 1/3 just plain light DME. Because I was worried the Vienna Red was too red. I think even that's at the upper limit of what the style allows. So I just cut it with the light DME to bring the colour down a bit.
And the hops are classic?
They're Saz hops, a 60-minute edition, a single edition.
It's really crisp and clean.
Yeah, thanks.
Like most people would asterisk it and be like, for an extract beer. So
yeah,
clearly you got like the fermentation into it. Is it a dry yeast? Or a liquid, or
it was a dry yeast.
It's not stepped up from the Pilsner, right? You don't.
It is. Sorry, it is.
Okay.
It is stepped up from the Pilsner.
That's kind of what I thought. Yeah. Maybe some lager people that have a very limited window for lager will do that, like Pils, Bo Pils, Germ Pils, IPL, Maybach,
and it means you're starting with a very big starter as well. It was a 5-litre starter for a 15-litre brew.
Oh man, that's a lot of yeast.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? I think it's very dark bready.
Yeah.
A little bit of...
I think there's a slight smokiness to it as well.
Yeah, we had the smoked Martin yesterday at BrewCon, and I can kind of feel a little bit of what you're talking about sneaking in there. Where do you think that comes from? The yeast interaction with the...
No, I think it must come from the malt. But like I said, I have no control over that. And there's a kind of a background sweetness you get to a lot of... I've been to Munich a few times. A lot of the darker lagers you get in Munich.
But there's no Munich in this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's Cara Red, Vienna malt, and Pilsner malt.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't know. Pop it. Oh, snap. That was like a wine bottle.
So this was
That's
from the
Save
keg
some.
earlier on.
Save some
This
for the
is,
lads behind the camera.
Sriracha Ace and Citra Berliner Weiss.
Where from came the recipe?
Basic traditional recipe, and then put some funky hops in it. It
On the
would have
Berliner
been
Weiss side.
Berliner Weiss was 50-50 pills and wheat. So it was kettle soured for 2 days with the White Labs lactose strain. I can't think of what it was offhand, but yeah, it dropped the pH down to about 3. So it's a bit tart. Quite nice. So and then I boiled for the hour because I've had the Berliner Weiss before, and I found that you still got a lot of DMS and corny flavour, but a lot of people don't boil them. I'm not a big fan of it, so I boiled that for the hour, and then fermented with cold yeast.
A lot of people do a no-boil Berliner Weiss.
I've had them. I always find them too. You can still get a lot of the Pilsner kind of DMS. That's personally myself.
That's tart.
Yeah, it's quite. It's a bit.
Little bready, little tart. Sriracha Ace, is it like lemon pledge? Is that what people?
It would be.
Is that
Yeah.
what
There
it
wasn't.
doesn't taste that lemon pledge, but I thought that's what I remember people
It is
attributing it
yeah.
to it.
I find Sriracha Ace can be a little bit almost waxy on its own, so I put the Citra with it, and it's actually dry hopped with about 100 grams of Citra, so 4 ounces or so. That in the sun is rather good, if we get the sun.
Man, I like it. It is bone dry, right? It is
Yeah.
almost champagne-y.
It's roughly 3%, so
Would it finish
you could
at?
have.
Or what does Berliner Weisses in general try to
That
finish
would have
at?
finished at about 1006, I think it was. But because of the low pH in it, it kind of strips the enamel off your teeth.
What do you get out of that hop combination?
The last time I made it, I used only the Sriracha Ace, and I liked it, but I thought I needed a little bit more. And we had some of the beers from Galway Bay Brewery here, and they were doing a dry hopped Berliner, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. And I think the crispness and the tartness of the beer goes well with Citra. Which, who doesn't like Citra?
Nobody doesn't not like Citra.
I was planning on doing about.
It keeps getting me like in the back of the throat. Like I keep thinking like it's gonna be dry and crisp, and then it's also like
Juicy. I always find it's very dry, but to get this kind of the side of your cheeks, juicy fruit kind of.
It almost like knocks the breath out of the back of your throat. Like, oh.
It's kind of refreshing. Okay.
Yeah. Kettle sour. So you mash it and just let it sit.
Mashed as normal and transfer it to the kettle. Drop the temperature to roughly 30-35 degrees C, and pitch the starter of about a litre or so of the White Labs lactose strain. I've done it before with just acid malt in a muslin bag, which is much the same thing.
Really, this seems like something you couldn't have faked the funk with just acidulated malt, because you can taste the true lacto going on in this thing.
Well, like the last time I made this, I used the acid malt in it was like a 3-litre conical and steeped it for a couple of days, and you got a right funky looking layer on top. A real pellicle. It's sprayed with the lactic acid.
I've never heard of that. So create your own.
It's your own
tainted.
I did that
blend
with
juice.
I did that with sour beers as well, just to give an extra dimension to the sourness that you're adding, like a couple more strains. Damn. Yeah.
It's insane.
You have to do these things.
It's high maintenance. Beer deserves it, right?
That's it. Absolutely.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers. And because it's only 3%, you can a few.
You can chug them all day if you can keep your teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. You might have a packet of Rennie or Andrews or Pepto Bismol on the side. Yeah. Chaser or Pepto.
I dry eyelashed it for you, apparently.
I was worried it was going to be 2 foot long curly brown hair. We'd be looking for suspects.
Not me.
That's okay.
Not me.
That could be anyone. That could be anyone.